Imagine being able to throw a football into the next zip code or catch a 100-mile-an-hour fastball with your bare hands. One family is about to discover they can do all of those things and more. Michael Chiklis stars in the super-powered series premiere of ABC's No Ordinary Family, Tuesday, September 28th at 8 Eastern, 7 Central on ABC. We've seen a lot of action up front between these cars. 48 of Jimmie Johnson getting a run from the 0-0 of David Rudiman. Early thoughts about what's going on between positions 2, 3, and 4.
Well, right now I'm taking a look at Clint Boyer, to tell you the truth, and he's really doing a great job out there. Andy mentioned earlier how the track's really getting black from the bottom to the top. I mentioned earlier also about the darkness. I really think both of those factors right now have really got Clint Boyer and also David Rudiman's car running a lot better. So I really got an eye on those two. Been pretty impressed. Oh, caution. Looks like Bobby Labonte in the 09 car blows right front.
And we're going to pick it up for you, Rusty, as you can see the damage as our 5th caution has come out here at Bristol Motor Speedway. And we had just seen Bobby, as he had been behind the wall, came back out, and probably right now they're thinking maybe we should have stayed behind the wall.
Well, yeah, we've seen a lot of these right front tires go down so far tonight.
Take another look. Keep an eye on the 09.
Whoops, there it goes. See a tire let go right in the center of the corner. I think this harder tire has created some handling issues for some people that are having to apply more brake than normal here. This is normally a place that you don't use a lot of brake. I think we can say Kyle Busch is effectively not using a lot of brake.
Yeah,
he normally
does.
A lot of gas.
Yeah. Let's update you on a couple of items. Travis Kvapil got the free pass the prior yellow. We never got that one in for you. He is 26th right now, and Sam Hornish Jr. is going to get it this time. Vince?
Well, the 00 of David Rudiman says it's just too loose on entry, and he doesn't have anything to lean on coming off the corner. So they're going to give him 4 fresh tires and put a round and a half a wedge in the left rear. Jamie?
Kyle Busch says he starts out just a little tight, and the guys behind him are turning better than him. So air pressure out of the 2 front tires. 4 tires stop and Sunoco fuel for Kyle Busch. Dave?
Second place, Jimmie Johnson says, when I get to the black part of the track where the rubber's worked in, the right rear, I lose. I get the car very, very loose. So they're going to make an air pressure adjustment, possibly a chassis adjustment as well, as they come to a complete stop. Do not see a wrench. Yes, it is going to go in this side. Rich Gutierrez, the catch can man, makes a wedge adjustment for Jimmie Johnson to see if they can get that car tightened up just a little bit. Remember earlier, he didn't like the way they did it with the air pressure. He's going to actually maintain second place to Kyle Busch.
First 3 come out the way they went in. Montoya picks up a spot at the expense of Carl Edwards, and Ryan Newman has lost 3. And again, notice.
What happened to all the 2-tire guys?
I was going to set you up for that. Nobody has gone back to the 2-tire strategy. We're going to step aside for a quick break. We're under our 5th caution here at Bristol, just past halfway.
The sun has set at Bristol Motor Speedway. It is officially a night race, and we have 258 laps down, which means we've got 42 to go. Let's get you caught up with what has happened so far with our McDonald's race rundown. For the story of the night heading in, those 2 gentlemen, Brad Keselowski and Kyle Busch, they got into it last night in the Nationwide Series race. They were early on racing together. So far, nothing has happened. So far, also a very eventful night for Tony Stewart. Was running in second, Rusty, when he had contact with the 37, and then he spun later on in the race.
Yeah, he had to slow down to avoid a wreck in a 37 car. Tony Raines got to back him and really damaged the right rear quarter panel, made his car really loose. He ended up spinning it, and now he's got a lot of damage, and he's way down right now. He's in 28, 3 laps off the pace.
One thing we're watching all night is the battle between the 5 of Mark Martin and the 33 of Clint Boyer. Those 2 guys, 12th and 13th in the points, trying to make the chase. Brad, right now, Boyer's running in top 10. Mark Martin is not.
Yeah, right now, 82 points separates those 2, and Clint Boyer early on in the race made a 2-tire stop, picked up about 13 positions, has got himself in that top 10. Mark Martin still trying to get the feel of his race car. It's coming.
And restart of the night. Check this one out. Marty, the 48 had the lead, but he was bested by both David Rudiman and Kyle Busch, who is currently shown as the leader. We're heading towards another restart, guys. What are we going to see now?
Well, and it's interesting, Nicole, because the positions are going to be swapped if everything holds station, guys, because else, it will be Kyle Busch with the choice. Let's take another look at this restart, DJ, because you think Kyle Busch really put a great move here.
Oh, he did a great job. Jimmy Johnson was the leader. He chose the outside. Watch Kyle lay back just a little bit right here. He knew exactly where he wanted to go. He didn't want to be on that bottom, get trapped there. Laid back, got himself up to the top right here. So he gets a nice run down into the corner. A lot of momentum right here. Touches Jimmy just a little bit. That gets Jimmy off the gas for a split second. They're 3 wide, but Kyle's in the preferred spot, takes the lead. He's got the outside on this restart, though. That's his choice.
One wave around, the 38 of David Gilliland. So we've got a total now of 27 cars on the lead lap. Tony Stewart, the first car in 28. He is 3 laps down. Green flag back out, and boy, look at Kyle this time.
Yeah, look at Montoya, though. He got a good restart here. He can stay on the outside of Jimmy. It doesn't look like he can.
Whoa! Johnson gets turned. He's into the wall. And the caution comes out again.
Hold it up there.
I think Montoya might have touched the wall just a little bit.
Came off the wall, maybe caught Jimmy.
Yeah, caught Jimmy in the right rear.
Yeah, what Montoya's trying to do is just stay barely on that right rear corner so he can have position to the next turn.
Look at Chad.
Man, this has not been going good for them. Had a good car tonight, too.
Started on pole, led 175 laps.
That's Bristol for you.
We
Go, guys.
talked about this race. It can change in a heartbeat.
Just takes a split second. They're tracking laps around here in 16 seconds, and things happen so quickly. And all it takes is a little bit of a touch. Let's see what happens. I think Montoya gets a little bit loose right there. Yeah, he didn't touch much. The wall. Just, I don't know.
He's definitely hooked him.
I think it's more, as you said, Andy, he was just trying to stay there on that quarter panel.
Yeah, if he could keep an inch or two there, he just has just enough for the next corner. And I don't know, I can't tell if Jimmy moved up. Didn't look like it to me.
Well, he didn't give him any extra room, that's for sure.
Let's look from this view.
He come out of the corner. That's pretty self-explanatory. Montoya definitely just hooked him in the right rear.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, Jimmy Johnson wasn't giving him more room there as we saw that shot coming.
Was that view from down low. Jimmy's only one top 10 in the last 6 races of this season. And here he is on pit road. And we talked about the hammer being the most important tool on pit road at Bristol.
Dude, I left him room. What the hell?
Yeah, that's what it looked like. It looked like he left him plenty of room.
Yeah, I don't know if there was something there that,
make sure we got a plan here and we're cutting the right stuff here, guys.
Yeah, what you don't want to do in this situation is start trying to pull things off that don't need to be removed, because you can cause sometimes more damage than you have.
Got water pressure sitting there.
I think we definitely saw in those last few things, Andy, as they work on this car, though, that it was a situation. Montoya came down. I don't know if there's a situation between these two drivers from before at another time that maybe, but Jimmy Johnson's right. He did leave him plenty of room.
They got somebody else here behind the wall.
Yeah, it looks like
Hamlin.
Denny Hamlin has pulled his car behind the wall. What's going on, Dave?
Marty, they had a vibration in that 11 car, and even when he turned off the car, he could still feel the vibration in the shifter lever. So they brought it back down to see if they could take a look at it on pit road. They determined it was worse than that, and he's going back to the garage.
Boy, it must be pretty bad if they're coming in the garage.
Came into the evening a third in the points right now. Jimmy Johnson is now 2 laps down and counting as he is still on pit road. Look out, here comes the debris.
Denny Hamlin, he ran over a shock absorber earlier, but I think that was just with the tire. I can't see that having anything to do, but these are the type things that they saw in the chase last year that literally kept them from being able to challenge Jimmy Johnson.
2 cars behind, one behind the wall, one on pit road.
But a lot of times this is kind of a payback place when you come to a short track, and you see right here at Indianapolis, Jimmy Johnson racing hard, racing with Kyle Busch.
And then right there gets a little loose. And this problem on pit road, hood up. We just have not seen this in the last 4 years with this team, and now they are back behind the wall.
Now this one here just definitely not Jimmy's fault. It wasn't the team's fault. They were executing really pretty good tonight.
Johnson and Hamlin each have 5 wins. They lead all drivers in that category here in 2010.
Truck, Jimmy.
And both of them behind the wall.
I'm kind of like you, Dale. I just wonder if there's something that's happened over the last few races that's got these two maybe not getting along.
Dave, what are you hearing down there?
One of the items that's broken on the 48 is going to take a little time to put back in. A split oil cooler was the call.
Yeah, they're going to fix that for sure. You see a lot of fluid actually in front of Jimmy. Somebody else is leaking fluid. And here's Montoya's got some damage to his left front that might need to be addressed.
Yeah, that could create a rubbing problem as he goes down and into the banking here. We'll have to keep an eye on that. It's a lot of damage.
Chad Knaus would not get too close to him right now. He has got to be one frustrated guy. And as he walks back, we go back to green flag racing, ending our 6th caution with Kyle Busch, David Rudiman, Bowyer, Montoya, and Kenseth, your top 5.
Yeah, how about that name you said third? Clint Bowyer worked his way all the way from the rear back up to 3rd spot. See, Montoya has a lot of tire rub.
Tire rub, man.
Yeah.
That's trouble right there. Big trouble for Montoya. He'll have to make a pit stop.
This could be a matter of
He's going to make a pit stop, whether it's with a flat tire and a crash car or get it down here as soon as he can.
On board with Ryan Newman right there, and give a shout out to the 17 of Matt Kenseth. He has worked his way into the top 5 for the first time tonight.
Yeah, just behind those guys, you see that one car once again. Been talking about him quite a bit tonight. He's got a fast race car. Got himself up there in the 7th spot.
Kenseth started 14th. There's Jamie McMurray right alongside Casey Kane. Word that Greg Biffle was having problems. He's got one there with the 47 of Marcus Ambrose. Things are starting to pick up.
Well, we're getting close to that 300 lap mark, and that last 200, you got to get yourself in position, start racing hard.
On board with Marcus.
See Biffle really struggling with his race car to keep it down, and especially on the exit of the corner.
That's the battle for 15th. Paul Menard right behind him, and 56 of Martin Truex. And there is Mark Martin. He has got to try and get himself further forward in this field because Bowyer is eating up points right now in that battle for 12th.
As Mark's back there in this battle, Clint Bowyer's up trying to take the 2nd spot away from David Rudiman.
There you go with the 2 box on the right side, the battle for 2nd. Rudiman still doing a great job despite coming off food poisoning just a couple of nights ago. David been running that high line very successfully. The lead by Kyle Busch, 0.8 of a second. And again, don't forget that Kyle trying to make history. No one has ever won all 3 touring series in the same weekend.
Bowyer's racing hard here, trying to take that 2nd spot away. He wants to see if he can get by here, get a little bit of clean air. He can get up and keep Kyle Busch from that happening once again in his 5th try of sweeping the weekend.
While all this is going on, remember we did not get a chance to update you on the 99 because Carl restarted. He was 4th, and then he had to come back in. Jamie, what's the latest there?
They had 3 loose lug nuts on the left rear. They obviously had to come in on the 2nd time to get them tight. And Carl asked what happened. They said, we'll talk about it afterwards. He lost 22 positions, Marty.
Yeah, he restarted in the 26th position. He's moved up 4 spots to 22nd, Jamie.
Yeah, that'd be like a jackman letting it down too early to have that many lug nuts in.
Yeah, just a little miscue. I mean, you make mistakes. You're trying to make these spots up on pit road, and it's so tight. It's going to happen.
Left side of your screen on board with Kevin Harvick. He's still mired in 24th position. They have not been able to find the combination to do what they've done so successfully throughout the season, which is work their way forward by the end of the race. One guy who worked his way forward from 19th is leading by a 1.5 seconds.